Hello, everyone. I'm Gulch2. I'm super excited to be back again running another BioShock game. I absolutely love the BioShock series, so I'm always grateful for the opportunity to showcase one of these runs. With that being said, we're just going to go ahead and get started. We have a bit of an intro here, so we'll make all the introductions and set up the run there. So we're playing this game on easy. The time is going to start after this BioShock Infinite title card goes away, and we hear a woman's voice. And start. All right. Well, let's just start with the introducing the couch. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Tendrrs. I actually used to run this game in glitchless, but I dabbled a little bit in any %, so I'm excited to see what's going to happen today.
I'm Maxylobes. I have not ran this game, but Gulch is... I've been watching Gulch practice. He's been putting in a lot of work, so you're in for a treat.
And I'm BloodThunder. I've run this game on and off since its release in 2013, but nowhere near as good as Gulch and the newer runners. Watching him practice lately is just mind-blowing to see what the pace is these days. So you guys are in for a treat with the shock block.
Thank you. So let's talk a little bit about the run. Just to set up the story real quick, we're playing as Booker DeWitt. We're on a quest to rescue a girl. You can see in this box here, we have a picture of the girl here, and on the back it'll say, bring us the girl and wipe away the debt. So we're on the hunt for Elizabeth. We're gonna go save her in the city of Columbia. The category they're running is any % HRH mod, so any % we're gonna complete the game as quickly as possible. The HRH mod stands for Hill Runner's Hat, and that is gear that we can pick up within the game. That gives us a 50% movement speed boost for 5 seconds whenever we break our shields. The HRH mod allows us to guarantee the pickup within our first gear pickup, and gear being the player upgrades that you can acquire within BioShock Infinite. So the HRH mod saves a bunch of time. The HRH, getting any specific gear, you have about a 1.5 to 2% chance of getting if you were not using this mod. So grinding out for that specific gear can take a lot of time, and allowing us to have this mod just guarantees that drop and reduces all the RNG of that in the
Wait
run.
a minute, that card. Hardest puzzle in the game right there. Mm-hmm. Solved it so flawlessly.
Thank you.
Yeah, but you mentioned like grinding out for the Hell Runner's Hat. Like people can spend 30 minutes just trying to get that drop, and that's 30 minutes into the run. So it's like the community just came together and like, all right, let's mod out this RNG so we can just go faster and break the game even more. And it's also that little icon you see in the top left corner. If you're wondering what that hat icon is, that's just indicating that we're using the mod.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there is 2+ icons it's very hard to see, but there's 2+ icons above the hat. And that's because this is the second version of the mod. So the mod was actually updated recently this year, actually by the same person that did the BioShock intro speed up mod, Rumi. So shout out to Rumi. What the new version does is it gets rid of all the extra power that it took from the PC to use the mod. So now we're able to get specific frame rates and higher frame rates for some of the tricks. A lot of the tricks in this game are frame rate dependent, so throughout the run we'll be setting our FPS to specific values or uncapping our FPS, and the higher your FPS is in those scenarios where we want our FPS uncapped, the faster the trick will be, and it'll be easier to do as well. So having all the frames we can get is definitely beneficial. Unfortunately, this is only available for PC, so those poor console runners, shout out to A Variety Pack, super dedicated BioShock Infinite runner. She still runs the game on console, even though she can't use this HRH mod. Props to her. I would not be able to do that.
Yeah, and the thing with the high FPS, we don't want to play at high FPS through the entire thing, because stuff will just break in a really bad way. But if you're ever wondering like when we need FPS, just look at the top right corner with the FPS counter there. Typically we'll be at like 180 and then we'll jump up to like 400, 600, and sometimes even over 1,000 if we can get it, which is pretty crazy to think about when you're like 13 years after release from the game. But it still looks incredible for when it came out.
Definitely. Here we get to see an introduction to the city of Columbia. It is very beautiful, opposite of Rapture, going up in the sky instead of down below. So if you played the other BioShock games, this is a lot further away from its horror roots. Also, if you've seen a BioShock 1 or 2 run before, either the run I did at SGDQ last year, or maybe the run that BloodThunder did of BioShock 2 at SGDQ 2023, we have a main trick in those games called body surfing, where we can get on top of an enemy and use the telekinesis plasmid to fly around, clip through walls. In this game, we don't have that telekinesis plasmid, so this run behaves completely differently. We have a whole new set of tricks. Might as well be a brand new game on its own. It's very different from the other speedruns.
Yeah, 1 and 2 share an engine, which is heavily modified, Unreal Engine 2, if I believe right. So they have a lot of very similar attack and tricks. And this is like a fully upgraded Unreal Engine 3, so it's just completely changed what we have to do. And it's a pretty cool route, minus some of the cutscenes.
This game has a lot of religious themes here. You can see Comstock being portrayed as a prophet. He's the main antagonist for this game. We'll be introduced to him in a little bit. But we're going to make our way down through this church to get baptized in order to enter the city. There's a little bit of movement tech that we can do. We call it chain jumping, jump chaining. And it's not exactly like bunny hopping because we want to jump in a specific rhythm. But jumping in the air and being in the air is a bit faster than just walking in these sections where we're not able to sprint or use any of our other movement abilities.
And even something as small as this in the strat can be like second saved, as Gulch found out very recently. Just like 10 simple jumps can be the difference of like 6 to 8 seconds.
All right, and while we're waiting to get baptized, it might be a good time to send it off to some donations.
I gotcha. 8-Bit Monster donates $25 saying, good luck on your run, Gulch. You are such a talented and dedicated runner and the best Fear-Free co-op partner. Oh, sorry, Flothier. I am glad I could be there to see your run in person.
Thank you.
We also have a $25 donation from Austin saying, BioShock Infinite was my first job in the game industry. I'm now 10 plus years into my career and I am so excited to both work in games and to get to donate during the run. Thanks for all you do. I love GDQ.
That's an awesome donation. Sorry for what we're about to do to this game, though.
I don't know if Austin minds, honestly.
I mean, maybe not.
Right? 10 years later? Should I get another one in there?
You can do one more.
All right, one more. All right, this is short. Rike donates $50. Hi, Gulch. Hi, Couch. I love BioShock. I love you.
Thank you. All right, so waking up from our baptism, finally able to enter the city of Columbia. We're going to do a little bit more of those jump chainings here. So we're going to be jumping in a rhythm, and then we're going to be coming up to our first trick of the run here.
Jump on the rock to get a little bit extra air. It's also important to note that we're trying to not get too close to walls because this game is a bit weird with how the collision works. And if you get too close to walls, especially while jumping, you kind of just get stuck on them.
All right, so here we did a little strafe jump in order to get around an invisible wall. We use the 4th note on that violin that plays in order to know when a death plane is out of our reach, so we won't hit it and get teleported back to the platform. So here I'm going to uncap my FPS and do a trick called Parade Skip. So I'm going to crouch and look at a specific angle and hold right. And if I'm at the right angle here, we can just slide right through the wall and skip this parade section completely. The ground is still loaded in there, so we're able to just walk across the bridge.
It is wonderful how the police mentions that you have to wait like everybody else and just decide to not listen to him.
That's where they said I'd find her.
Telegram, Mr. DeWitt. Telegram for you, sir.
DeWitt, stop.
Here we're being told to not pick 77, which is related to a raffle that is later on in the game, but we actually won't see that, so we can just ignore that completely. We're going to be skipping that by doing a slip clip here to do raffle skip. So I'm going to come up to the side of this wall here, line up pretty specifically, do another slip clip to get right through this wall. It's a little precise. Might take a little bit of adjustments, but there we go. And we can jump in the void, load in the next area ahead of us, and continue on throughout the level. So this skips most of this beginning section. Here we're supposed to fight a fireman enemy, which drops the Devil's Kiss Vigor. But since we missed that completely, we will not grab it there, but we'll have another opportunity later on to grab that. Here we're at the Blue Ribbon Cafe. We're just closing a bunch of pop-ups relating to the DLC. So since we have DLC installed, we have all these different upgrades available. We're gonna choose salts for all of these infusions. We have the option between health, shield, and salts. I'm gonna opt to do our salts because throughout this run, we're gonna be damaging ourselves, so we're gonna keep our health and shields where it is, and also salts are very useful for this run because it'll be our main combat tool.
So even though we skipped the raffle by doing that big out of bounds, we just get the hook anyways, which is really nice and convenient because we need it for the run. Otherwise, we couldn't skip it. But if you remember the raffle, that's what we did that big out of bounds to bypass.
Mm-hmm. So one of the gears that we picked up in the DLC room was Sugar Rush. What that does is give us a 50% movement speed buff for 3 seconds anytime we pick up a food item. So throughout this run, we're going to be looting objects, enemies. We have set drops like this hot dog and soda here to give us a movement speed buff. So there's a little bit of RNG to the run. The drops within the enemies are random, so we just have to get lucky sometimes and hope that we get some drops. It's not super crucial, only in a couple of specific spots do we really need a food drop to land, but most of the time it's just nice to have, speeds up the section a little bit. Also, whenever I'm sprinting, whenever I am using the Sugar Rush movement speed buff, I'm going to be walking instead of sprinting, so you'll notice that my gun doesn't bob, but if I sprint normally here, you can see the gun bobbing back and forth. That just indicates to the player that you're sprinting. But whenever I grab something, I'm actually just going to be walking around. And the reason that is that's actually faster with the movement speed buff that you get from Sugar Rush to just walk around instead of sprint.
Rip to that guy.
Here we have the first encounter with a crow enemy here. It's actually going to drop a vigor called Murder of Crows, but we're going to opt not to pick it up because whenever we interact with a vigor for the first time, we run into it in the environment for the first time. If we pick it up, we're going to have to watch a lengthy cutscene. But grabbing it on your second attempt avoids having to watch that. Saves about 20 seconds each time.
Yeah, if you're wondering why he's shaking the screen every time he jumps, whenever you just get to a hook, you kind of have like an animation that plays out, and just by shaking your mouse back and forth as you land on it, you can just go right away. And coming up is Cargo Boost, which is one of the scarier tricks. It doesn't seem like much, but resetting takes about 30 seconds. So we're gonna take the skyline and not rip our shoulder apart. We can just jump ahead a little bit, and what Gulch needs to do is pull a lever, which is going to send a cargo box down this line that we're trying to get down. And if he can time it right and aim it the exact position, he can get launched from the cargo box and go flying on the zip line. Looks good.
Awesome.
And that gets us up here just in time for this to be right in the air where we can land on this invisible plane and just run over to the end instead of having to traverse the city.
Do a quick reset checkpoint here. It's going to save some time in a second here. I'm also going to change some audio settings. This is our first encounter with Comstock face-to-face. He's going to confront us and has a little conversation for us, so let's see what he has to say.
the seed of the prophet shall sit the throne and bathe in flame the mountains of man. Tell her, Booker. Tell her what happened to her finger. Tell her. Hi, I'm Kip Vanden Heuvel, voicing Zachariah Hale Comstock, and I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Gulch, who's getting ready to do a playthrough of BioShock Infinite. Enjoy this playthrough of BioShock Infinite, and until next time, what is Columbia but another arc for another time?
You heard him, everyone. Even Comstock knows how important the work MSF performs is. Your generosity helps ensure that MSF never has a debt to wipe away. To donate, go to gdq.gg.donate, or if you're watching via Twitch in the browser, press the subscribe to charity button. And while you're at it, you're making that donation, consider putting it towards some of those donation incentives we have open, like unlocking that Pride Pod skin in Isopod, or upgrading the category of Mistland 2 to 1 player, 2 mice.
All right, we set up some traps while that cutscene was playing, intending to get a trap through this door here so that we could skip the fight. That trap, what that does is kills those a couple enemies as soon as they spawn, and tricks the game into thinking that that fight section is over so that we can interact with the door and don't have to clear out all the enemies in that section. You can see they're still alive here, hanging out.
Well, now they're not. My shoulder hurts just watching this, to be honest.
Oh, it's gonna get worse.
Oh no.
All right. So now we're in Monument Tower, or Monument Island, going into Monument Tower, on our way to get Elizabeth. We hugged the wall right there while attempting to jump at that grapple hook. And if we're close enough to that wall, we can actually skip the running animation, so we can jump a little bit sooner. Actually, something that I didn't even realize for the longest time until I watched the most recent video that Tomato made with collaboration with the world record holder Prisoner. Highly recommend checking that out if you haven't seen it. Honestly, can act as a new Any Descent tutorial. It is super in-depth with a lot of information about the run, so I highly recommend checking that out. Also, shout out Prisoner, world record holder. He's helped me out a lot personally with learning this game. He sat with me in Discord calls, and is just a super nice guy. Does someone want to explain what we're doing here?
Yeah, so this is another slip clip, and instead of just going through the wall, you get lodged in the collision, and you can jump up it. So you get shot up here on the ceiling, and we can just kind of run around on some collision, but we need to be careful because there is a pit you can fall in, so you're just going to hug the wall enough to drop down, do another slip clip, boost up against this wall, and you just need to go a little bit further, and we can just bypass a lot of introductory cutscenes with Elizabeth here. They are kind of cool to see. There's a reference to Star Wars, in fact, in here. But we just don't have time for that. We're gonna do a quick reload because these are not easy to actually pull off. And a lot of the slip clip stuff is frame rate dependent. And you can see our FPS, it's not capped down to 180 anymore, it's just fluctuating. So you would just hit the wrong piece of geometry with the wrong FPS and you can just fall down. And sometimes you get a little bit stuck, but no worries at all. Gulch is a pro at doing this. So even messing up once or twice is still so much faster than sitting through the cutscenes with Elizabeth.
Yeah, we're getting stuck in this wall.
It's always fun to hear that in Booker just jumping. Sometimes you get stuck in a death loop animation and you just hear the shield breaking. It's one of the worst sounds. Hopefully we won't hear that one today.
Mm-hmm.
But we're just gonna go right into the wall. And surely we nail it this time. Just hug the wall here. Here's a little feet spam. Boost up this one along the wall. Okay, we're looking good. We just need to get past one more pit. Just jump straight over it, fall back in bounds, and we are good.
Nice.
But if you want to see Elizabeth, no worries. We're still going to go pick her up. It's still an escort mission at the end of the day. We can't leave her behind. But we have to take a quick trip outside. Not sure why they designed the building this way, but they did.
I can do this.
All right, and here's where we come face to face with Elizabeth. We meet Elizabeth for this first time. So this is the girl that we were tasked to capture, bring to New York, to New York to wipe away our debts.
Throw those books.
Speedrunners definitely have a love-hate relationship with Elizabeth. There's a lot of things that we do throughout this run just to make sure that Elizabeth behaves and does what we want her to do. A lot of times that a lot of the reason that we have our FPS capped in a lot of areas just through normal combat and interacting with lockpicks, for example, is to make sure Elizabeth AI doesn't absolutely freak out.
Yeah, classic early 2010s game AI.
Stop it, you're too impatient, that's enough.
Kind of sandbagging sometimes.
Yeah, she's like following us through all these areas. The faster we go, like the more she has to keep up. And so we're going to be like reloading checkpoints and stuff to kind of just make her get closer to us and not just break the game. She can fall out of the map and cost you like a full minute sometimes.
Some actual soft log.
Yeah.
So Gulch, this donor has a question because we just saw this key with a cage and a bird, and Nico donates $50 asking, how to donate from my favorite games of all time. Gulch, are you on Team Bird or Team Cage?
Ooh, definitely Team Bird. Love Songbird.
Team Bird all the way.
I agree with that. I think that's the right call.
Bird up.
All right, so through this section here, Songbird is going to be running into the tower, shaking the tower, and we're going to be jumping whenever those shakes happen in order to reduce the amount of speed and slowdown that we get.
Sometimes the game likes to throw you there as well, and it kind of forces you into a walk, but luckily we didn't get that here.
Got one more section of slowdown here, one more jump. And we're going to uncap our FPS to prepare to do another slip clip and wall zip. So I'm going to aim to do a couple of things, just help with my lineup and also reduce the FOV so I can get more frames. Do this a little bit quicker. And back up a little bit and jump up. And we're going to jump the opposite way that we were jumping before into a staircase here to load in the end of the section. You can see the door pop open real quick and close again. It's a funny visual bug. And here we're gonna restart a checkpoint. This allows us to go back to our full movement speed. Usually we're slowed down here, but we can actually race Elizabeth to the top and hopefully beat her.
Yeah, I think you beat her.
So we'll get one of the greatest music tracks in this game, just the Bonk Bonk song.
Got a beautiful cutscene here, just watching Songbird crash into everything, just destroying the city.
I do think Songbird needs to work on their aim.
Yeah, he's not a great guardian because he's supposed to like protect the tower.
Yeah.
And he just completely just destroys half of it.
We have time for a couple donations if you'd like.
Oh, I would love to. Starting with this $250 donation from Allie. Hey Gulch, Allie here. It's so awesome to have my first in-person GDQ be one you are running at. I'm glad I was able to have the chance to meet you and everyone else. Good luck, even though I know you will do a fantastic job as always.
Thank you, Allie.
This question asking about some lore. Ashley donates $15 saying, hey Gulch, so happy to see you back on the main stage with another incredible game. Hope to see good HRHRNG, bring us the girl and wipe away the debt. BTW, whatever happened to Gulch 1?
That's a great question. And yeah, we will have excellent HRH luck. Thank you, Ashley. We will get it first try, don't you worry. All All right. In the beginning of this level, Battleship Bay here, you'll see Elizabeth's face is frozen a little bit. That's just due to the low graphic settings that we're currently playing on, so it looks a little uncanny, but she'll get back to normal.
She was just very surprised that you woke up.
No, it's me, Elizabeth.
Battleship Bay is the level that we're currently in. This is notoriously one of the biggest reset points of the run for if you're doing a PvE attempt. We have a couple very hard tricks. One being a super jump that we do in the beginning here. And it is frame rate dependent. You want as many frames as possible for this trick. Although even if you get the ideal amount of frames, the trick is still very hard and random. But I'll let the couch explain what's going on here.
Yeah, so first Elizabeth just leaves us on the beach. She hears some music. She's like, I'm going to go dance for a little bit. So we have to go do all this other stuff first. But yeah, he's going to have to run over here to this little tent, uncap his frame rate, and jump on top of it, which is already just a trick in and of itself. It looks pretty easy, but it can just high FPS shoot you off of this all of the time. So we're going to get up on top of this tent underneath the railing. He's going to kind of crouch underneath it so he can just spam jump as much as possible. And then when he's feeling like it's nice and spammy, he's going to get out from underneath that ledge right here. And hopefully it's going to send us flying up really close there. Let's see, second try. You can just hear the feet going crazy once again. So that even though he has really high frame rate, it just throws you wherever it wants. If you're also wondering about the HRH mod stuff, that's going to be coming into play in just a second after all of this is done. This is where the grinding would go, and there's the super jump. Now we're out of bounds, but we're not quite done. So we have to go up here on this wall, do a little bit of an elevator, so we're just going to climb straight up the wall. Be like Spider-Man. And once we get up here, we can kind of do some jumps to maneuver around, climb up a little bit more collision, so we can get on top of this big arcade section. Very specific line up here to not fall into the wall. Mm-hmm. Looks good so far. Yep.
We're going to jump to the right here to deload the area ahead. And we're going to drop in a specific spot here because I triggered the conversation with Elizabeth and Esther. I was looking for some speed boost there, but we did not get it. And here's where the Hills Runner HRH mod comes into play.
First try.
That's the very first try HRH. Let's go.
But now, time for the scariest trick in the run.
I usually only go for this trick if I have a terrible Battleship Bay, but you know what? Why not just go for it? So this is the hardest trick of the game. BT, do you want to explain it?
Yeah, so we need to get up on top of this light. It's a crazy trick. If he gets it, I want the entire crowd to just go just nuts.
He got it once in practice.
So you have to get up here on top of this, line up very specifically so you can like jump out, do a strafe to the right, and then strafe back to the left very, very quickly. Ooh.
We'll try this a couple times. No worries if you don't get it.
Like, there's a lot of wild tech in this game. This is one that like most runners try for hours and they never get one. So Gulch is one of the few people in the world that can actually pull it off. Oh, that was so incredibly close. The sad thing is it doesn't save like minutes of time. So like going for it a couple times in like a record run, you kind of have to reset. For a marathon showcase, it's worth going for a couple times just in the odd chance he gets it. Let's see here.
No, that's okay. Yeah, it's notoriously the hardest trick in the run. There's not many people that go for it. I think only me, Reeve, and Prisoner have attempted doing that in a run. It's actually a trick that's been in the game for a very long time, found by Jarko, infamous community member, glitch hunter of this game. Still finds stuff to this day, has been finding stuff, different strats and tricks in this game for over 10 years. Shout out to Jarko. But here we get to see the first instance of the HRH mod. So our shield is in the top left-hand corner. It's that yellow bar. And you'll see once it breaks, we'll get a movement speed buff. And we'll hopefully stack that with some drops here. We got a bit unlucky. That's all right.
Yeah, so now every time that shield breaks, we just get movement speed buffs. So you can see the power of it already. And this, all we did was run. There's so much more we can do with it. And stacking with Sugar Rush Boost, you just go incredibly, incredibly fast. But yeah, that yellow bar is super important for this run. That's why we don't get any infusion upgrades for the shield, because we just want to break it constantly. We don't want to increase the health, because at some point we do want to take intentional deaths, especially coming up in the Hall of Heroes, so we don't want that to go up ever. But yeah, now Elizabeth's kind of mad that we had to kill some people that were trying to kill us. It's the first time out in the real world, seeing what things are like.
And you will not be safe until you are far away from here.
And the funny part about this little ride with Elizabeth is every time we've found a new trick, this changes completely. There was one point where she had boxes on her hands because we skipped the choice with the Lutece twins. And if you actually pull off the skip that Gulch was trying, some other crazy stuff happens.
And normally in this level, we would be able to choose if we were playing the game either on console, where you wouldn't be able to do those kind of FPS tricks, or if you're playing glitchless, you'd be able to choose between the bird or the cage pendant for Elizabeth. But since we didn't choose one, she's not going to be wearing one.
Yeah, ultimately, the choices don't really matter at the end of the game. That's the whole point of the narrative.
Coming up here, we're going to do a trick called gate skip. So we're going to lower our frames to 30 FPS to make this a little bit easier, and we're going to pick up this bottle, get a speed boost from Sugar Rush, and crouch right under that door before it closes. It also has a look trigger as well, so that's why I was looking down the entire time I was running as well. So it's both triggered by proximity and if you're looking at the gate itself.
Just stay close.
We have a brand new trick here. This is a skip that was previously in the run, but this is just a new method of doing it. So we're going to do a couple slip clips here, get through the wall. This prevents us from having to go all the way around to like the carousel area and climbing up and jumping over. We can just jump right over through here. And that skips the a good section of going back and forth within Soldier's Field 1. Here we have a pretty choreographed fight, so let's take out those enemies with a fireball, set a trap down for an enemy later, get a speed boost by breaking our shield here, take out these enemies, and we have a crow enemy that's going to spawn down here. I've already spawned. Where'd he go, friend?
This crow's notoriously just such a troll.
He's just hiding. All right, took him out. Should be good to go. Oh, this guy's still up here.
Yeah, one guy just jumped down. There he is.
Yeah, that enemy jumping down is based on how fast you kill the other enemies, but because the crow decided to not, well, be very gentle today, it just took him way too long to drop down. So that's why it took a little bit longer.
Because we killed a crow enemy earlier, and that dropped the Murder of Crow's Vigor, and we did not pick that up, the second instance where we just ran into it now, we were able to skip the animation that normally plays when you pick up Vigors. And here's where the run really starts to take off. So we're going to grab our handy-dandy rocket launcher here. This is going to be our best friend throughout the run. Pick up some ammo as well.
Yeah, so now we have the ability just to break our shield at will, right? We can just shoot the floor, take some self-damage, and break the shield, triggering Hellrunner's Hat. So this is going to be our real main form of movement as we go through here, and it's really important here in Hall of Heroes, which is notoriously one of the hardest levels in the game besides like Battleship Bay. We're going to go for a series of death warps, meaning we're going to intentionally die as we jump through these doors. We're going to send our body flying through here far enough to actually hit a trigger on the other side of this wall. That's just going to unlock the door because it's like, oh, you should be in here. Let's just open the door for you, which is pretty nice. And we're also going to immediately set up for another death warp here. Didn't quite get it. You have to go extremely far. You have to like basically jump on the last frame and like shoot the rocket at the door. So we're just gonna do it again really quick. Luckily the checkpoint's very generous. There's also invincibility frames with breaking your shield. You can't do it too fast, so you have to time it with the regeneration of the shield coming back. I'm gonna see if we got it here. Some more damage. Should be good. So he's gonna run in here, reload a checkpoint, which is going to kind of get rid of some of those invincibility frames, so you can just set up for another death warp through this door. This time we don't want to go too far. If we go too far, we get some enemy dialogue, and it kind of soft locks the area. So we're going to jump through here. Elizabeth is going to just bring us back to life. It does cost money to respawn, but money's never really an issue when it comes to that. So we're just going to go for it.
Went a little bit short there, so just want to reset. I can tell by looking in the top right-hand corner where I am. This one's a little short too.
Yeah, if you don't go far enough, then you don't quite go into the next area. So it's a little bit of a small gap of going too short or going too far. So then you're just like full sending it, and it's very hard to control your speed. It looks good, so he's gonna immediately start using some HR boost to go over here to make sure he hits a trigger so it doesn't actually end the enemies. And we're not done with the death warps by any means in this level. This is where things get a little bit scary, because at this point, if you have to reload, you have to do that last death warp again. So she's going to unlock this door. He's putting down a fire trap, so enemies that spawn when he comes back will just die instantly. Now he's going to set up so that he can do some damage, go through this door and back before it closes. Elizabeth will try to follow you through. He's going to death warp at the last second to get here, hit a checkpoint that basically skips all of Hollow Heroes. Now we can go find Slade and the Shock Jockey, but we actually have to hit a trigger, so he's going to walk back through this door before it closes. The thing he set up before. This door is now open. This needs to run far enough to hit a trigger. It's going to be right about there. And turn around, and magically in that hallway we just did all that death warping in is Slade with the Shock Jockey. You're a 10, man.
So we're presented with another option here. We're going to spare Slade because we're a nice guy. And we're also going to pick up the Shock Jockey Vigor, which is the whole reason that we came to the Hollow Heroes. And this is actually the only Vigor cutscene that we get to see in the game, so...
Yeah, if you're wondering what they look like, this is it. So I always wonder how it tastes.
Like the color purple.
If the chat would like to send in donations, providing suggestions for how they taste, happy to read.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we're on our way out of the Hollow Heroes. We're just going to be breaking our shield, picking up some loot along the way to get extra speed boost.
You've seen what Comstock has done to my history. Now see how he's rewritten his own.
All right, on to Soldiers Field 2. So we're just doing a bit of backtracking now from Hall of Heroes. We've got a bit of time for some donations if you'd like.
Your community's coming in strong here, Gulch, starting with Mr. Sem SDM donating $50. Hello, everyone in the audience and in the chat. I'm gonna say hello back, right?
Hello.
I hope everyone is enjoying SGDQ 2026. And Gulch, I'm so happy to meet you in real life and share an apartment with you. Can we get some BSI hype? Thank you, audience. Absolutely lovely. Big No-No donates $25, saying, the Gulchinator, the Gulchmeister, the Gulcher, Gulchin the Mulch, BioGulch, Gulchfinite.
Thank you, No-No.
Verdant Hope donates $250. Hey Gulch, good luck on the run, and thank you for being such a welcoming and wholesome person to all of us in your community, less than 3. P.S. Tendrrs, how about them glizzies?
I plead the fifth.
There's no context to this. I don't understand.
All right, so here's the whole reason that we picked up Shock Jockey is to power on this gondola. It's going to be coming down this rail here. And we're going to set up for this fight. So we're going to set up some specific traps up top here for some enemies later. Do a bit of looting in this next area ahead. Set another safety trap here.
See what this family has for us today. Not a whole lot, but we'll take it.
Yeah, we're actually in a forced fight right now. So what Gulch is going to be doing is he's going to be taking out this first airship, getting rid of all the enemies as fast as possible. And then right after, he's going to jump up to a second airship, but actually not kill the enemies that are on top of it, because he's going to need them for a skip at the end of this fight after he finishes off the rest of this group.
So we're going to hit these enemies with the Murder of Crow's Vigor.
They are notoriously well known for trolling and rocketing each other off of the airship, which makes them just, well, disappear, obviously.
Yeah, so we're looking for another food or item drop that will proc the Sugar Rush gear that we have. We're looking to combine that with the HRH break to get over to this gondola a little bit faster. So we're hoping that these enemies stay on that gondola so we have a better chance of getting the drop that we need. This is a very choreographed fight sequence. We know exactly where they're coming, when they're gonna come, so it is pretty chill until we get that ship to come over here.
At some point, you would expect them to learn and land somewhere else.
Nah.
They're just like riding the rails, you know?
That shotgun has some range.
Yeah, the shotgun is so much fun in this game. Unfortunately, we do drop it at the first opportunity that we can once we find a better weapon. But if you want to see more shotgun gameplay, I recommend checking out the glitches category. Lots of cool fights there.
Yeah, there's a 2-weapon maximum, so unfortunately, weapons that don't do self-damage like the RPG just kind of go away. So we're going to see what kind of loot they have. They did stay on the ship, which is nice. Ooh, cake, okay.
All right. I am going to wait another cycle so that you can see kind of that the ship is tipping up forward. I'm going to wait for the second instance of that, which will come in a second here. Playing a little safe. Make it all the way over here. Going to shock this Patriot a couple times and shoot him with the shotgun. He's most vulnerable in his back here. And then we're going to get Elizabeth to unlock this door for us. So normally we're supposed to wait until this gondola comes all the way forward, but got on it a little bit early.
Yeah, and getting onto this gondola early is going to let you pull this lever early, which means that the gondola doesn't have to move all the way down. And depending on how fast you get this skip, it can save you a lot of time.
We're preparing for a death warp up ahead here. Whenever we're shooting the RPG, if you notice that I'll be looking straight down if I'm trying to prepare for a death warp. But if I'm just trying to get a movement speed buff, I'll just be shooting, looking up a little bit more in order to do the least amount of damage to myself as possible.
The one thing about just getting on this altogether and like lockpicking is Elizabeth can't lockpick in combat, which comes into play for some of the stuff later on. You can pull her out of lockpicking by going into combat, or if you're just trying to sneak past enemies and she gets caught, it's really bad. But we just run past these, slam the button, and we're almost to the end of this level. We're gonna pick up some more stuff and then have a fun time with Elizabeth with a little BioShock 1 reference. See if you can catch it.
Obviously got a profit on their side. Or them that hired me also wrote the signs. You alright?
I want to see Paris. I want to see everything.
It's up to you now. There's no one...
Wait, what is that? 40 north by 74 west. That's not Paris, that's New York.
How'd you know that?
One thing I had in that tower was time, Mr. DeWitt. Time to study things like geography.
I owed money. And there's a fellow... He offered to wipe away my debt in exchange for you. Come on. Everything's gonna be okay. Will you just turn around and talk to me and we can...
Kerblam.
She whacks us with the infamous BioShock 1 wrench. Love that's in there.
Now we have like our first major shift in the game of introducing Daisy Fitzroy, the Vox Populi, which we don't really deal with a whole lot in the run, but we do have this lovely cutscene, which is also a great time for some donations.
Paul here is asking the important questions. They donate $25 saying, is Gulch2 secretly Comstock? Bring the girl, wipe away the debt.
Maybe that was Gulch 1.
Oh. Is it Gulch squared?
Willow donates $20 and can't wait to see this beautiful game that took my boyfriend and I around 10 hours to beat get destroyed in less than 2 hours. Pretty impressive stuff seen so far. We're going to see much more as the run continues. There's some pretty good tunes in here. Last Known Wolf recognizes that. They donate $10 saying, love BioShock. Anyone else catch Mozart's I apologize for the music fans out there for how I pronounce this. Confutatus. Mozart's Confutatus playing. Love that piece of music too.
So much about less trouble at the raffle.
Tuesday's Run has a message for us. Gulch, stop. Do not alert Comstock to your presence. Stop. Whatever you do not pick. Number 6-7, stop. Lutess.
I ain't looking for a fight.
Thank you, Tuesday.
Is it really a thank you, though?
Which side you on? Comstock is the god of the white man, the rich man, the pitiless man. But if you believe
$20 from Nick Vose saying simply, Booker, catch.
if you believe in the righteous folk, then join.
When Elizabeth does throw you some money, how much money does she send you?
That's a good question. It probably depends on how much money you have and how late you are in the game. Sure,
It's like $10 or something.
$10, yeah, not much.
Okay.
Most of the time when she's trying to give us money, it's more of an annoyance. Really don't ever want to take her up on that offer.
Well, it's not an annoyance here. Everyone should be donating $10 like Elizabeth does.
I recommend instead of throwing it at Booker, she should throw it towards Doctors Without Borders.
That's a great idea.
I think so too.
So here we're going to take an intentional death just past that line there, and I'll respawn us a little bit further ahead. The reason we're taking that death is just to replenish our ammo and health so we can move through this next section a little bit quicker. I'm going to climb up this pole here, do a little bit of maneuvering around this building, and that skips a little bit short cutscene with Elizabeth. Normally we'd be chasing her here, and she'd throw some obstacles in our way, but we can avoid that.
Yeah, we're supposed to get introduced to like Elizabeth's powers of opening up Tendrrs to different realities back in the Hall of Heroes, but now we get to see them for the first time here as they try to stop us from going really fast.
Hey, watch out!
Big old train.
Don't go in there!
Yeah, we're setting up for another arena fight here really quick. And a really interesting note about this one is it's the only time the turret is actually counted as an enemy. So we have to make sure to take that out as well.
There's gotta be another way in.
But it's also a very choreographed fight, so he's gonna drop down, take out this guy, turn around, shoot some enemies with the shotgun real quick.
And funnily enough, the enemies here are actually moving at home. Gulch has an issue where all the enemies in this arena who actually spawn in at the start just kind of stand there and don't interact with Booker at all. They don't care about him being there. So it is kind of funny seeing them actually move here.
Yeah, and there's a very important enemy on this barge that's coming in. This guy right here, because he has the volley gun. It's the first instance of it. And it kind of does the same thing as the RPG, where it can do self-damage, but way less, so we can break our shield in like 1 or 2 shots and just not take actual damage. So we can use this to boost her on with HRH, and then we can use the RPG to actually do the death loops.
And if getting hit by a wrench and a fist isn't enough, we're gonna get hit by a flat hand as well.
Yeah, so this is our first introduction to the enemy, the Handyman. This is like the big daddy of the BioShock series. We have a fight with them later on, but they just take a lot of damage and really control the arena. So it'll be a fun fight once we get there. Elizabeth saves us by tearing in a blimp here. She still doesn't really want to save us. She's pretty mad at us for trying to trick her into thinking that we were going to Paris when we were actually going to New York, so.
Yeah, she's a little mad.
Elizabeth, I made an arrangement to get our airship back.
You can get us out of here.
Yes, I just need to supply enough weapons to arm an entire uprising.
And where will we get these weapons? From one of our many friends and allies?
Also, just shout outs to the voice actors. You know, Troy Baker kills it as Booker DeWitt. But everyone in this cast just does a phenomenal job, even like the background actors.
And a thug. You're also my only means of reaching Paris.
Now we're friends again.
We can normally damage ourselves while we're standing here, but I'm actually pretty low on health, so I'm gonna opt not to.
Yeah, there's some more death warping that we need to do to actually do a big skip here in the factory, but you have to get through a fight, so you don't want to die first. You just need to get through that. Just gonna buy a couple upgrades for the volley gun, get some more ammo just in case the fight goes south, and then to Finkton proper we go.
All right, so here we're gonna shoot an RPG at this wall to kill a couple of these enemies here. Looks like we cleared them all out, so we can have Elizabeth interact with this lockpick. I'm gonna set up some Devil's Kiss traps for some enemies a little later. And I'm gonna set up one more trap here, take out these enemies with the RPG, shock the Patriot. So they're probably gonna take him out, and shock this one last enemy here. That went perfectly, excellent. Pick up some money here, and prepare for a death warp. So once Elizabeth says our name, we're gonna be able to damage ourselves and spawn back upstairs. What that does is skips that audio. We called the elevator, so the elevator will automatically be up here. And we're gonna prepare for another death warp, so we're gonna get ourselves down to 1 HP. Do a death warp through this elevator and hold forward. That's gonna have us fall out of bounds onto this little collision here. And do a massive jump. It's all right, we have a backup we can do here.
It's just standing on the roof.
Yeah, so with this jump, he's just trying to hit a spot in collision where you kind of get stuck. Because you have high FPS, it just will like try to launch you out of that collision. It doesn't want to interrupt that and just push you really far up and over. But it's also not the most forgiving thing, so we're just going to give the fight another try. Doesn't take too long to clear this yet again.
Now, luckily, this is also one of the biggest skips in the entire game. It basically skips an entire chapter of this whole game, basically going more or less into the Daisy Fitzroy part of the game. It's going to be Huffington proper, and this skip alone saves like 15-20 minutes off of the actual game.
Yeah, we're going from just, like meeting Daisy Fitzroy to like going into the final fight of the factory section. Definitely the biggest skip in the game. Just wait for the dialogue. Death warp back up top. And setting up the second death warp can kind of be a little weird with the damage. Sometimes you just have too many iframes. Sometimes you don't have any iframes. Don't know why this area in particular is like that, but it is. So we're gonna set up, here we go. Gonna jump through this yet again. Elizabeth trying to get in the way there. So we're just, falling basically down beneath the elevator. He's gonna HRH boost off this, jump at the last second, around the corner, hold forward, and we're out of bounds. Now we just gotta do a couple little jumps and pop through, and we're back in bounds, and we just skipped 20 minutes of the game. But we're still not done because we actually have to do another death warp, so we kind of break this area. There's supposed to be a Zeppelin up top that you have to like go and take out. You get stuck with that. So he's keeping his health low, trying to dodge these turrets so he can do a death warp through this gate, which will just respawn him on the other side.
Yeah, it's fairly common to eat an RPG bullet right when you try to death warp and just fall straight in front of the gate and actually not get it.
Didn't get any drops there to proc the Sugar Rush, but that's okay. Just making our way to this elevator here. And we got a little bit of an elevator ride. So we skipped a large section of the game there, like our coach mentioned. So we're going to be hearing some dialogue that won't necessarily make any sense, but we jumped in back and forth through time a little bit, and now we're in a timeline where Booker was a martyr and died for the Vox Populi, which is the resistant movement of Colombia. So we're going to hear Daisy talk about that a little bit, being surprised that we're alive, calling us a ghost because we have died in the past in this specific timeline. But while we're waiting for the call and listening to the cutscene, we have some time for some donations.
So you remember those $10 that Elizabeth was yeeting to us earlier? Well, some donors are yeeting some $10 to Doctors Without Borders. Awesome Hylian donates $10, saying absolutely loving the generosity and advocacy on display at GDQ. This is the best of the gaming community, and it makes me proud to be part of it. Less than 3. We also have $10 from Kiros. Hello, GDQ. I always love when summertime rolls around and I can watch lots of fun speedruns while supporting a wonderful cause in MSF. Here's to a wonderful week.
Hello?
Do I have time for one more?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Gotcha. Zanuck donates $50 saying, bring us the girl and wipe away the frames. Well, how often Gulch is just flipping through all these different frame rates? They're coming and going just all the time.
Or a ghost. My Booker DeWitt was a hero to the cause, a story to tell your children.
Kumajama donates $10 saying, Elizabeth's POV of this run. Man breaks her out and starts shooting himself in the foot constantly. That does seem a little bit strange to start your day with.
So we're going to take out these enemies here. We'll load a checkpoint real quick. I'm going to check the enemies to my left here to see if they have any items that we can use for a boost. Get over to the store a little bit faster. And we're going to loot some money, ammo, anything we can get our hands on here.
Elizabeth just like watching him blast his toes with rockets and then eating food off the floor.
And it all makes him faster.
Gosh, for speed. You don't see Elizabeth, it's for speed.
All right, so here we're setting up some traps for some enemies later. We're trying to use all of the salt that we can in order to manipulate Elizabeth to giving us another salt pickup during this fight. So we're gonna throw a Devil's Kiss trap down. We're gonna shoot this guy with Bucking Bronco. And it's very important to loot him so I can be full health and full salt. Take out these enemies here. I'm gonna set one trap down here. And take out some enemies. Just gave us salt, excellent. So now we're just waiting for the handyman to come in. And I'm gonna throw down the trap, throw out the Murder of Crows, and start lobbing some volley gun shots at him. Do the same thing, throw some double kiss traps and Murder of Crows at him, take him out real quick. Now we decided we need to clean up the remaining enemies. There's one up here.
Thanks.
And there's one more.
Nice.
Good shot.
Yeah, there's a couple small things going on that he didn't even have time to break down. Like you're purposely like waiting to catch the salt until you're out of volley gun ammo and you have to reload because you can just skip the reload animation by catching the salt. Just do two things at once. You just have to take out all the extra enemies. And Elizabeth will try to prioritize what you're low on. So if you're low on salt, she'll give you those. If you're low on ammo for a gun, she'll throw that. And if not, that's when you get the cash. So if you see her just throwing money your way, it's because you're probably full on everything else. But yeah, now we just need to wait for this little Daisy Fitzroy cutscene to play out. Elizabeth just maybe took the wrong notes from Booker's adventures. Uh-oh, that's not good.
Dental hygiene in check.
One thing we haven't mentioned yet is whenever we have these interact prompts with the environment to progress forward, we'll always try to line up the camera to exactly where it would pull us. That way we can reduce the amount of time that it takes to actually interact with that and just continue forward.
Yeah, there is some very funny interactions with the camera when you don't optimize it very well, where Booker just kind of slides across the floor towards the area that he needs to watch, and it takes him forever to look like up about 2 or 3 centimeters.
And here Booker is doing his best impression of an owl, turning his head completely around. If you notice in the bottom right-hand corner, Elizabeth's hair was just floating there, and it's there before she even cuts it. So she just, I guess, picked it up and put it back down again.
This is all they had.
Naturally.
How do you do it?
Do what?
Forget.
Quick little outfit change too.
How do you wash away the things that you've done?
And surely this time nothing will go wrong.
Yeah.
If I know anything about being in an airship in a video game, nothing goes wrong.
Between us. New York or Paris?
I think he should go to Paris at this point.
Faster.
There's gotta be some sort of throttle or accelerator.
You know what that looks like?
I don't know.
Help me find it! Elizabeth!
And we're dead again.
You said nothing was gonna go wrong.
Different universe.
Oh, okay.
Different timeline.
All right, so Songbird crashed our ship. We land here outside of Emporia. Here we're gonna do a trick called piano skip. This has been in the game for a while, but hasn't been done due to difficulty and the amount of time saved. Although there was a new trick within this skip, make it a little bit easier, found by Reeve. So I'll show you that in a second. So we're gonna jump up here, jump onto an invisible ledge, get on top of this plane wing. And we can just slip clip into this plane wing, jump on top of the collision here, navigate out of bounds, and this skips the interaction of us talking to the test twins and moving the piano. And lastly here, not quite done with the trick yet. Navigate out of bounds, be careful to stay on the perimeter so we don't update our last known ground position. We can jump further away in order to get our guns back here so we can continue boosting around.
And that just looked like a little jump, but that skips this entire upcoming arena fight. It's the easiest trick you can learn to do in BioShock Infinite if you want to pick it up and show your friends something. Yeah, this is an instance of getting Elizabeth to actually start doing the lockpick animation, and she has some dialogue, so you run away, which pulls her out. She's like, oh, I need to follow you. And, she just opens the door. We're boosting here just to get the gondola to actually start coming down to the station. So we have to wait on that, and while that's coming down, we're gonna get some more loot. We're trying to look for a little bit of money because we need a couple more upgrades later on, but it's usually not too big of a deal. And we're gonna go for a little bit of a skip to get past these enemies. So he's gonna not go on the right here, he's gonna jump on this railing and jump to the other one. And when the enemies get a little bit closer, he's gonna fall off. He's gonna like randomly push the enemies off the gondola. He's gonna try to sneak to the lock out of combat and get Elizabeth to start picking the lock without getting caught.
Looks good. We shot those enemies as soon as Elizabeth started opening that door. Hopefully what that will do is open this door again. So since we interrupted the door push, even though it was open, it's going to open again because the game thinks that Elizabeth has not opened the door yet. So that's going to allow us to get on top of this gondola that we're riding on and navigate to the next section a little bit earlier. So in about 3 seconds here, we should see this door open.
Something tells me they're not exactly what they appear. I was going to have. Got it.
There's a ghost.
So we're going to jump on the side here, jump on an invisible ledge, and get up on top. We're going to wait for the gondola to come a little bit closer, and we can jump on the platform. So typically in this area, we'd be locked without our guns, which we will be up until a certain point. But you can see based on when we bring our guns out, that's when we normally exit the gondola. So you'll see how much time this actually saves. Go all the way up here. We're gonna stop here because we wanna upgrade and get some figures. So we just bought Charge and Undertow as well as Undertow Aid, which is an upgrade for the Undertow Vigor. Allows us to pick up 3 enemies. But we'll be using it to do a new tech here. BT or Tendi, would you like to explain?
So what Gulch is gonna do is gonna grab a few enemies with the new Undertow Vigor. He's gonna push them right on front of the door, then Bronco them up, and then charge straight into them, clipping himself through the door instead of having to do a death warp.
Just kill off those 2 enemies real quick, and we get to go into this part with a lovely passcode that we need to find. And then we're gonna notice something a little strange about Booker as well.
Let's hope we find it.
I'm gonna find out what the code is, and I can only imagine the number.
Put a person in a cage, they develop an interest in such things.
I suppose so.
And I won't be locked up again.
I wonder who puts those codes there.
A cool thing that we didn't mention about the Charge clip is that it was actually found by a non-speedrunner who came into the BioShock speedrunning Discord and provided like an Xbox clip they recorded of themselves accidentally doing that and clipping through a wall. And Prisoner and Reeve reverse engineered it and implemented it into the run. It was actually posted within the Discord in 2024. It wasn't until 2026 where it was actually implemented in runs.
Elizabeth, you
Promise me.
I will.
This cutscene is going to look a little weird. Booker's hands are abnormally large here for some reason.
That is an oath you cannot keep. But promise me that if it comes to it, you will not let him take me back.
It won't come to that.
Also, she pushes up on the elevator here, but you want to go down, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
And then Booker pulls out his third hand. That one's made specifically to press buttons.
Here we're going to take an intentional death just to get some more health and salt.
Locks are tearing this place.
This gets us out of the elevator early, but it does not let us progress further earlier. So we still have to wait for the elevator to break open to grapple on this line. And we're going to do another one of those charge clips. So we're going to grab the enemy, push him up in the air with Bucky Bracco, and charge clip under them.
Yeah, this one's actually quite nice because we used to do a clip to basically jump on top of the gate to exit the gate early, which was a bit finicky and a bit awkward sometimes because you had to like aim down sights in a specific spot to clip through it. So having that charge clip there is actually very convenient.
Yep. And we just picked up the last bit of the upgrades that we'll do. So we just got two upgrades for our volley gun, one for clip size increase and one for the second damage boost upgrade.
You got a hot dog.
One of those glizzies we heard about.
Yeah.
Here we're going to aim in and do another slip clip. Aiming in here just reduces our field of vision so we can get a little bit more frames, clip through the wall a little bit faster.
Yeah, and this is going to bypass all the ghost fights. If you play this game and you remember those, we're not going to see the ghost at all. We're just going to immediately go into Comstock House.
Do one of you want to explain this trick?
Yeah, so he's building up Hill Runner's hat so you can jump out here, avoid some collision, jump off of it at the last frame, hit Songbird. That's going to bypass this trigger. It's like, oh, you're just in the next part. You don't have to watch the cutscene anymore. Which is a whole bunch of things. So he's going to take some damage, get some boost. Notably, we might see Elizabeth if she can follow fast enough. We're not supposed to have her at this point. She gets taken away by Songbird. Our whole quest here is to go and rescue her, so it's really funny when we just turn around and she's right there, search for Elizabeth. We're going to take a death so that we kind of get our ammo and our health back so we can continue boosting. And one of the coolest tricks, it's one of the simplest tricks found like a decade ago at this point, is just using that charge ability that we bought to look at an enemy, essentially a turret at the very top of the map, and we can just jump up, use charge, target the turret, and bypass a couple floors here. Very stylish. I just need to continue to just boost around here and get to the very top of this map so we can open up a specific door.
This whole area does become a lot less scary when you can just jump up to the top.
Yeah, this is a map that like tries to introduce some horror aesthetics into the game, like BioShock 1 and 2 has, but fortunately you don't stick here for too long.
There's the switch.
Here's the one scary part of the run here, little jump scare.
Get to Elizabeth now.
Whoa, Elizabeth, oh my god. So this is another big part where we kind of have to do stuff in the run specifically to make sure Elizabeth doesn't like fall out of the map and loses tons of time. So that's why we do like a reload there. We're gonna do a death warp just to get down past the elevator. And we need to not actually go too fast because if we run into the next part before the Lutez twins appear, then we just completely soft lock. So he's gonna get as close as possible and just wait for them to show up here. Now I can run forward and talk to him.
What is it? One last quote.
When the delicious question is when.
So story-wise, they're kind of our guides throughout the entire game. In the run now, we basically never see them because we just bypass those cutscenes.
As you can see,
But yeah, they're kind of
the lunatics are running the
our
asylum.
holding hand. Fortunately, Elizabeth isn't here with us. Sometimes you can see both young Elizabeth and old Elizabeth at the same time.
This watch
I set into motion. Slides
this is a great time
into
for some
its
donations.
terminal stage. It took all I had left in me just to bring you here.
This would be a good time for some donations, if you have some.
You got it. Ikaru donates $25 saying, is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? Oh, wait, wrong BioShock. Anyway, good luck, Gulch. I'd also like to thank everyone, where you might recall we had that upgrade to 1 player, 2 mice incentive for Michelin 2. At the start of this run, that was at $500. Now we're over $2,000 into that incentive. That's another $3,000 to go. We're making real, that's hours away, folks, and I'm really impressed that, hey, why wait? We're speedrunners to get those donation incentives finished sooner rather than later.
Yeah, you guys can get them at before this run's over. Like it.
He's not wrong. I believe in every single one of you. Let's get that done.
Indoctrination. It was time.
Got time for a couple more.
Time rots everything, Booker. Even hope.
Carolyn Design donates $5, saying, time for my first of many smaller donations this marathon. Friendly reminder that every donation helps, no matter how big or small. Thank you, Carolyn. It's a fantastic reminder that, yes, every donation helps Doctors Without Borders fulfill their mission. I mentioned earlier how an example of $5 helps purchase 500 tongue depressors, and that's 500 people that a single donation helps. So whether it's $5 or $50, whatever the value is, keep sending those in. Let's keep supporting Doctors Without Borders.
Back in 1912, the Forge.
All right, so here we are, trying to save Elizabeth. She's
She's not having a good time.
Yeah, very least. So we're gonna boost around here. We have a couple levers to pull. Gonna continue shooting the ground, break our shield, get that movement speed boost.
Those wonderful scientists will just stand there and look at you weird while you pull the lever in front of their face.
Maybe if I shut down those machines from upstairs.
And coming up here, we're gonna do the last wall clip of the game. Pull this enemy towards this corner here. Oh, that was not where I wanted to. Try that again. There we go. And we just want to wait here a little bit until this transitions and we see the banner pop up, so we don't fall through the map. If you go too early, you will the next area won't load and you'll just fall and die, and have to restart until the earlier checkpoint for all the sequence.
Yeah, that whole transition is a bit weird, where even if you do this, play this game casually and you just jump at the wrong moment, right when it transitions, you can just clip straight through the floor and fall out of bounds forever. So it's very important to sit still and be patient, because this game is not nice here.
What is it?
Just read it.
A dream of New York.
In this cutscene here, we're going to see Elizabeth change into different clothes. It actually replaces her with an entirely different model instead of just, changing her clothes. She can actually disappear here completely and lose us about a minute, but we're hoping that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen very often. We reload checkpoints before this area in order to prevent that from happening. So hopefully she stays put.
Yeah, we're just gonna watch like the upper left corner once we kind of go to look at our hook that we picked up. And she's still in there.
Booker, what are you going to do to stop me?
Not a damn thing. Because I'm gonna do it for you.
All right, we're gonna boost our way towards the end of this section. Have Elizabeth unlock this lock to the elevator.
Been here for a while.
How long?
Long enough.
I'm gonna be very careful to press these two buttons slowly. If I'm too fast here and press interact and enter to transition, sometimes she can just not say anything and just be staring at the wall, and the elevator would just go up endlessly. You get soft locked and unfortunately have to restart that section over.
Yeah, this is where we like officially enter the end game. We still have a bit to go, but this is where the big story beats happen.
Elizabeth was playing defense right there.
Look, it's the hand of the prophet.
So I asked Elizabeth to interact and unlock that lock, wait for a specific point within her talking in order to death warp to skip that whole dialogue. And here we're going to hit this Patriot with Undertow, charge at the next Patriot, take out this enemy, and then we're going to specifically grab this rocket guy first and take him out. If we kill him first out of these 3 enemies, it'll cause the ship up ahead that we're going to take to the Hand of the Prophet to spawn a little bit sooner. So here I'm going to use charge to get over there a little bit quicker. Doesn't really save much time because we're going to have to wait for this ship to dock anyways in order to progress, so just going to wait for it to come over here.
Hand of the Prophet.
Hand of the Prophet.
If you've been taking notes, a little pop quiz, you may remember the intro to the game, but a specific voice line that gets referenced here. We'll call it back.
Do you think it's possible to redeem the kind of things that we've done?
Redeem? I don't see much use in that.
Are you afraid of God?
No. But I'm afraid of you.
Now as we ascend to the Hand of the Prophet, we have all of these airships that are going to come out and try to stop us. Comstock still hasn't realized that nothing's going to stop us, so very choreographed fight yet again, waiting for this to get close enough so you can jump over to this hook. You can actually take out this first airboat with a simple rocket placed precisely between them all, and you can just fall off and get warped right back onto the ship because it places you in the last place you're kind of standing. So just by jumping off, you have that. We have these 2 little air bots come flying at us. You zap them for a little bit of extra damage.
Another gunship on the left.
One of the few times we actually shock jockey outside of the Patriots.
I'll take some ammo.
Yeah, why not? Jump to another hook. These enemies are a little bit tougher to take out, but just make quick work. Just bucking Bronco, shoot them in the air. If they happen to fall off the ship, they'll just kind of fall down, and they'll still die, but it just takes longer, so if you can actually take them out with damage, it's really nice. We have to wait for this one airship that is down in the bottom right. There's actually like a whole handful of enemies here that love to just run around to the backside of the ship. So he's going to use Undertow. You can see the really gross looking arm there.
I don't like that.
You just try to pull them to you and so they can't run away. But there is a max limit of how many enemies you can grab, so sometimes it'll prioritize just the normal fodder enemies and not like the Rocketeer.
We're going to try to grab the RPG guy here because he has the most HP, which we managed to grab there, so we can just take out these enemies in one shot. Oh, I guess 2. I lied. And we got another wave of mosquitoes coming up here, and the very last ship of this fight. All right, and took out all the waves, so now we're making our way to the Hand of the Prophet. I'm gonna change my FPS here to around 400. I'm gonna do a trick up here
There's skylines all over the surface.
where we're gonna bounce off this little object here, get some height, and hopefully skip this section.
Yeah, we saw this technique briefly in Factory when I went for the backup. You just kind of get stuck in this collision with high FPS. It sends you flying up here. Now we're up above the first section, but we're not quite done yet because we need enough FPS to climb this wall, this little elevator. And luckily the sky rail above us is loaded in, so we jump up here. It's like, oh, you've triggered this part of the game. You can now use the sky rail below you that you couldn't activate yet, and that takes us right to the end of the level. Skips a whole lot of waiting around.
And that same exact sky rail is also the one that Gulch is about to jump up right now, which is quite funny that it's loaded into a completely different area of the map, but it works for us, so we'll take it.
Take that skyline to the Prophet's cabin.
You've come to wipe your slate clean, false shepherd. But time will walk backwards before you fight. 3, 2, 1. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. 23. 24. 25. 26. 27. 28. 29. 30. 31. 32. 33. 34. 35. 36. 37. 38. 39. 40. 41. 42. 43. 44. 45. 46. 47. 48. 49. 50. 51. 52. 53. 54. 55. 56. 57. 58. 59. 60. 61. 62. 63. 64. 65. 66. 67. 68. 69. 70. 71. 72. 73. 74. 75. 76. 77. 78. 79. 80. 81. 82. 83. 84. 85. 86. 87. 88. 89. 90. 91. 92. 93. 94. 95. 96. 97. 98. 99. 100. 101. 102. 103. 104. 105. 106. 107. 108. 109. 110. 111. 112. 113. 114. 115. 116. 117
All right, so this is where Elizabeth realized that they have been keeping her hostage here to siphon her powers. I'm gonna prepare for a death warp coming up here, so I'm gonna be taking some intentional damage.
Yeah, there used to be this really convoluted way to set up a death here in order to skip a door coming up, but I was just found you can just death warp through it instead and just save all of the hassle. But yeah, we're going to see our favorite character, or someone's favorite character, I believe. But up until then, I think we have some time for donations.
John and Finlay have a $50 donation saying, I remember watching GDQ with my son when he was a baby. Now 10 years later, we're both still watching. Whee! Audience, thank you. You understood the assignment. I also want to bring attention to a brand new bid war that we have opened. It's Name the Player Character for Streets of Rage 2, New Era. There is a limit. It's a 6-character limit, so you do have to be succinct, but I believe in your creativity. Give us your best names for that bid war.
Look at you, child.
We have a $25 donation from Clarinet Hero. Pretty straightforward. You also know the assignment here, right? Trans rights.
From what?
Less than 3. Thank you, Clarinet Hero.
And drown in
Mozgon donates $10. Thanks for the great event year after year.
Beware, Prophet. Beware the false shepherd, Booker DeWitt.
I think folks might know this name. Dryga donates $20. Holy moly! Comstock's my favorite character. I sure hope nothing bad happens to him. Make sure to heed Comstock's message by donating to Doctors Without Borders.
Yeah, I think Comstock's gonna have a long and prosperous life. I wouldn't worry about it.
We've had enough bad luck so far.
We've seen him through the whole game. Surely makes it to the end, right?
Ask DeWitt.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Bitch, and you abandoned her. Was it worth it? Huh? Did you get what you wanted? Tell me.
My God. It's time for the reverse baptism. The Uno card. Uno reverse baptism. Wait, this is not a Wiimote. What? What? Sorry, Draga. Your favorite character. He's now gone.
I don't know. Yeah, I just assumed you were born with it. I don't know.
Your nose. It's bleeding.
What?
Once we get our weapons back here, we're gonna do one last death warp to this door. Interact with this wheel to trigger the final fight sequence.
Now what?
What is she trying to tell us?
It's a really cryptic note that we got.
What could it mean?
You ain't gonna place your daughter on the throne. We're gonna place her in a grave.
What are you doing?
We have to get him.
Elizabeth, stop it!
A-G-E.
Not a word, Booker. It's a
The song.
Oh, wow.
What?
So now Elizabeth is able to control Songbird, so we're gonna use them to help us out here in this final fight.
Yeah, unfortunately, it seemed like it was building up to a big fight with Songbird. Unfortunately, it's not the case. We got to use them instead.
Listen to all the lovely noises that Songbird makes during this entire fight.
All right, as we get into this final fight, would y'all like to take over commentary for this section?
Yeah, so another very choreographed thing. We're going to jump out here, use Murder Code to distract these enemies, stop them from actually jumping around, use the RPG to do some area effect damage, use Undertow to grab the last few, making sure they all die. They can't just run around, and he's going to jump over here as another airship spawns in. Actually, he's going to use Songbird on that one. Grab Undertow with these guys, kill them off, get some more salts, because that's very important. Don't have too many supplies, so everything we can get It's nice. Now we jump over here. We're going to shock this turret, shoot a couple times, look for these enemies, pull them off. Just push them off the edge. That's fine. These guys we're going to pull over, and this time we're just going to shoot them. Some enemies really like to linger behind. Undertow's so nice for this. We're going to grab some more supplies, get some more ammo. Lovely.
That audio indicates phase 2 of the fight.
Set up some traps here for later.
So now that we're in this phase, the Zeppelins are going to start spawning in, which we're supposed to meet one back in the factory where you can get up on top of it and destroy it, so it brings back that whole mechanic. We're just going to use Songbird on this first one to take it out instantly as we take care of the enemies that it puts on the deck. One more turret here. The volley gun does have an arc, so you have to kind of shoot up and above. Take out these enemies and the Patriots. One more Patriot down there. Couple more enemies. And really, we're waiting for 2 more Zeppelins to come in, so we're just going to grab some supplies. We have used the chain gun to take out a couple of turrets that we don't need to take out, but they're constantly doing damage. They're just kind of annoying. So if you have the time to take them out, might as well. You can see the 2 Zeppelins, one on the left, one on the right. You can also see the Songbird icon in the top right of the screen. That's like how much time it takes between every use of Songbird. So we're going to jump on this Zeppelin. Do a little Hill Runner's hat boost to get inside. And we can just charge to an enemy, take out one of the engines. And when we go back to the main deck, Songbird will pretty much be off cooldown, and we can use him to just destroy the other Zeppelin.
You can actually also die in this part, which saves you a handful of seconds, but you have to already be low HP for it to be worth.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you have to play by ear, so we're just going to go over here, wait for Songbird, and we will send them on this. Now there's a couple more enemies on the main deck, some Patriots, some regular fodder, just undertow them. We're looking to see if 2 Rocketeers are going to spawn in, one on each side. If they are, we just grab them with undertow real quick. Let's push them right back off. And they're going to fall like 10,000 feet to their death.
10,000 people do that.
A couple more enemies.
All right, and yep, that's the final fight. We can tell it's over because the UI on the right-hand side that shows Songbird's cooldown disappeared. And now we just wait for Elizabeth to come over here and wait for a prompt to join out the bow.
Small bit of RNG coming up here.
You're hurt.
All right, so there's a statue that needs to load in the back here. Looks like we're getting a little bit unlucky. So we have to wait for the statue to fully load in order for Elizabeth to begin talking to end this sequence, transition to the next area.
It's just staring into your soul.
Yeah. This is probably one of the worst RNGs you can get here for that. It's taken quite a bit, but now we can shoot off some celebratory fireworks onto the last area of this game.
How about a celebratory donation or 2? We got time?
Finger, Comstock.
I think we got time.
Can do. We have a team donation here from Connor, Michaela, and baby Theo. SGDQ and a week-old newborn couldn't ask for better timing, donating for baby Theodore's first of many SGDQs. And hey, you never know, maybe baby Theo in 20 years, it'll be you on the stage. Nancy donates $10 saying, GDQ is back! Awesome! Or should I say, summer? And we have $100 from OMG King Dono and Panakrent. My apologies if I mispronounced the name, Panakrent. We love GDQ. Thank you guys for the countless hours of entertainment over the years.
Now that we've used Songbird to take down Monument Tower, Elizabeth has full access to her powers. They're not draining her or siphoning off it anymore. And things get a little bit wacky.
I remember this place from somewhere.
It does look familiar.
I'm sorry.
Also, rip the Songbird.
R.I.P.
He's buried at sea.
Elizabeth?
It's a doorway. One of many. This way.
What do you mean it's a doorway? Where are you going?
Oh, come on. Yes, it's this way.
Comstock said about your finger. Is there an answer here? Do you?
Down here.
So we've like officially entered the outro to the game. Every speedrunner kind of dreads this part. There's a lot of just walking, but there are still some tricks that we can pull off, some more slip clips and stuff to go through. But this is the big exposition dump of the game, where everything kind of, you know, all the dots start to connect to some degree. You know, don't think about it too hard. Great reveal right here.
City at the bottom of the ocean. Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Love that line. Yeah, and if you played the BioShock DLCs, the BioShock Infinite DLCs, you actually get to go back to Raptures. Those are excellent DLCs. If you have not checked those out.
Also great runs.
Mm-hmm. Besides two. But.
Yeah. Okay.
And it does also it does also expand the lore of this game and the series. So if you want a little bit more knowledge about how maybe Columbia and Rapture are connected, you want to learn more about Songbird, go play those. Pretty fun. Also, if you're a fan of lobotomies for some reason.
You got one in the crowd, I heard that.
Come on.
Are you going to open it?
It's no good.
So here, Elizabeth's gonna pull a key out of thin air into her hand.
I could fully control it. I thought...
Magic.
What is that?
It's a key.
The key absolutely does not fit the lock at all.
It's been there. I just couldn't see it.
Let's see if it fits.
Looks like a perfect fit to me.
Whoa, another lighthouse.
So we're gonna do another slip clip here to get on top of this wall. Actually floating, getting a lot of FPS here. Maybe not clipping in quite enough. Let's get some time. Oh wow. There we go. Oh. This is being very funny.
Yeah, you can just see the FPS just jumping around in the top right-hand corner, which, as we mentioned back in like the Monument Tower section, can just really just change how these skips go. But yeah, we're gonna make use of one of the DLC gears that we picked up, Fleet Feet, which increases our movement speed to the left and backwards. So we can't sprint in this area, so our movement speed forward is slowed down, but we can just run backwards, and with Fleet Feet, we're much faster. We just have to be able to tell where we're going without looking at it. Which Gulch has done this enough time that he's a pro. So.
Look.
One more slip clip to get on top. And a very small invisible wall. He's got to make sure not to fall off. Past one more, and he's going to drop down here. The bridge is going to start spawning in. A little bit more backwards movement, and there's actually a trick here where there's two paths to choose. It casually doesn't matter which one you choose, but for the speedrunner, we're going to choose this one here, and then go into it, hold back, and spam jump, and we're going to unload this area. Whoop. That's gone, and we're going to go back to the other one, which is the exact same cutscene of the baptism, but we just skip a whole bunch of the dialogue with the preacher there. We can just instantly take his hand.
Just need to make sure that we're facing forward when you interact with this door, and should skip that dialogue.
Are you ready to be born again?
I am.
Do you hate your
Right after
sins?
Wounded Knee.
Do you hate your wickedness?
Yes.
Do you want to clean the slate, leave behind all you were before, and be born
No, I don't
again
want to.
in the blood of the Lamb?
Booker is very decisive.
Father, make him born again. Lord, stop it.
That kind of happens just because of the way we do the skip, but like canonically, it also makes sense.
Think a
Of
dunk
having
in
to
the
choose
river's gonna
the
change the things
accept the
I've done?
baptism or
Let's
not.
get out of here. Hey, look,
But we're just going to keep
these
going through all these
of yours,
doors,
they're all
unraveling the
tears,
thread,
right? Well, open one up.
finding
Open one
out
up to
about
Paris.
Booker's
I want to shut
past
up all this.
and Elizabeth's.
Not until we find Comstock.
Comstock's dead.
No.
I'm going to unlock my FPS here. In this next area, we can get a random dialogue or cutscene skip. It's based on high FPS, so ideally you'd want over 1,000 FPS. Have the best chances of getting it.
It's a nice doorknob.
It's a great doorknob.
Yes, the girl for the debt. Wait, this is wrong.
So I'm going to crouch and look down in the section to get as much FPS as possible. We actually have quite a bit here, so we could potentially get
There was
some skips.
no baby, and if there was, I sure as hell wouldn't give it over to this guy.
Booker, you don't leave this room until you do.
DeWitt, time is running short. Bring us the girl, and wipe away the debt.
Go ahead. You can wait as long as you want. Eventually, you'll give him what he wants.
How do you know all this?
I can see all the doors and what's behind.
Staring into your soul.
And behind one of them,
Not
I see
blinking.
him.
Comstock. What choice do I have?
Did not get any of the audio skips, but they're random. Don't expect to get them in any runs, but it is nice to get. You save a few seconds here and there.
I'm putting the FPS right back down to 180 because even in this last little part of the game, there is still a lot that can get you soft locked. So safety first.
Yeah, many runners have just lost records or PBs to this outro, which never feels good.
Come on.
Also, you may have noticed he didn't row there.
What are we doing here? Comstock's dead.
I don't think he does row.
He doesn't row?
He doesn't.
You mean like Chenlet? Like Lady Comstock?
It's more backwards movement. Basically, anytime we have to walk in the outro here, we're just going to be doing this backwards.
It's not over because the prophet is dead. It will only
Where this
move
door's going to take us.
when he never even lived in
Be
the
anywhere.
first place.
There is.
We're gonna unlock our FPS before entering this area. It's gonna make this cutscene be a little bit faster. A cutscene that was supposed to be very dramatic ends up being pretty much glossed over.
Shut it down! Shut down the machine now! Do it! Give me back my daughter! No!
Anna? No. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Usually we have a long drawn-out cutscene there where it's like slow motion, Elizabeth. We realize that that's Elizabeth. Didn't mention it earlier, but Elizabeth is missing a bit of her finger, so that kind of ties everything together, realizing that the child that Booker gave away was actually Elizabeth.
And this little part spawning in can actually like clip you through the floor if you're standing too close. And that's really the last like scary moment we have to watch out for the run. It's a quick boat ride back to the lighthouse, and then time is coming up very, very soon.
Suppose he branded himself as some sort of penance. Don't see the point. What's done is done. What's done.
Yeah, this might be a good time to get some shout-outs out of the way. So I would just like to shout out the BioShock community. It feels like my home with speedrunning. I've met a lot of friends there. A lot of people that supported me from the very beginning of my speedrunning journey. So I appreciate everyone. Prisoner, the world record holder, helped me a lot. They're teaching me different things of this game. We're ironing out any issues I might be having. Super nice guy. Shout out to Prisoner. He's got a world record in pretty much every category on PC in this game. Very, very good runner. Also want to shout out the Clock Tower stream team. It's a team that I joined earlier this year. There's a bunch of good horror speedrunners and content creators there, so definitely check them out.
Killed him before he did any of this.
And yeah, thank you for everyone on the couch for being here. I really appreciate it. It's been fun.
It's been very fun.
Thank you for having me.
That's the only way to do it. Go back to when he was born. And I'll smother the son of a bitch in his crib.
Smother.
All right, one last journey to the lighthouse. Time is coming up here. Once we interact with the door, that will be time. And time. Thank you, everyone. Do you have any last words to say, Gulch? Anything you want to shout out?
Well, thank you for having me, first and foremost, and very gracefully accepting me into a very tight-knit group of friends, especially with the people who have been yelling "we" and behind us every single time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I appreciate it a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, and if you want to watch me do more BioShock runs, I speedrun all the BioShock games as well as the Fear series and a bunch of other miscellaneous horror games. If you want to follow me, I stream regularly at twitch.tv/Gulch2. Yeah, thank everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed.